Hi everyone, it's Andrea with the Hippie Art Studio. I have a scrapbooking process video for you today using my version of the Hip Kit Club's May kit. I did an inspired kit for my stash. I'm just showing you some of the products and the photo that I'm thinking about using on the page that I've pulled for the page. I've got some 6x6 papers, some jelly bean soup cork. This is my washi strips, some homemade labels, some circles that I punched out and stamped and used book pages on, and a couple tags, some frames I cut out from a pattern paper. All those are from the pattern paper, I just cut it out. Then these are some stamped pieces that I hand cut out into shapes for some little embellishment pieces. These circles that I'm pulling out of the baggie now are from Simple Stories Daily Grind that I still have left, and a piece of flair that I still have. These these circles are from Daily Grind, and I can't seem to use them. So I pulled those because the Hip Kit Club kit has a bunch of circle embellishments and tags and that kind of thing, and I've apparently walked away to get something, and I'm back. So I am working on an 8.5 by 11 album for 2015. Which sounded like a great idea when I started it, but I'm having a lot of issues with making the layouts because I've done 12 by 12 pages for the last 2 years, and I'm having a lot of issues getting the amount of layering and photographs that I want on a page because I use mainly 4 by 6 photos. So if you have any suggestions on 8.5 by 11 layouts, I'd love to hear it because I'm getting kind of frustrated. These photos are from February, so you can tell I'm not very inspired to work on the album because of the size. Definitely not something I'm going to do next year. So I decided to mat the photo on that bright lime green paper, and it's got like a chevron zigzaggy kind of white print on it. And I'm just trying to decide what pattern paper I want to mat that on. I like the butterflies, but you don't really see the butterflies if I do a mat on that one. So I decide on the circle paper to bring in some of those colors. It's a very colorful photo. The photo is of me and my daughter with JJ, who was a friend of ours' dog. That he was always cold in the winter, so he always liked to cuddle whenever we were there. And this is just one of those moments that we snapped a picture. So I'm just trimming that mat. And I had most of this stuff cut out or sped up a little bit faster, but then I lost it all. So I'm having to redo it so I can get this video finalized. So I apologize for how long I play with this photo. So I'm still trying to figure out how to use that butterfly paper. And I really want to use the arrow paper as well. This We Are Memory Keepers 3x4 card, those flags, I actually cut out from one of their Project Lifestyle pocket page cards. It was like on a white background, I think, so I just trimmed just the image. And now I'm getting my 8.5 by 11 paper so I can stop getting confused about how much space I have. since I'm going to be using that green cardstock as my background. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to lay this stuff out, and then where that arrow paper can go. If I want it behind, which I think is actually way too busy with the patterns next to each other, because they have a lot of the same color tones, so I need something to kind of break up all that pattern. So I am digging through something. And I decided to just cut the green paper my video paused. So I'm going to cut the green paper down so that I know how much space I'm actually working with here. And I'm measuring the photo because I don't know how much the mats have added to the actual 4x6 photo. And I'm just going to put this green, I believe, on the white cardstock. It's been a couple weeks since I recorded this video. The voiceovers are the thing that takes me the longest time to get done. I'm not quite sure. I need to kind of streamline my process a little bit, or figure out the areas that aren't working for me anyway. So I decided to put that green on the top, and then I'm going to do a strip of the arrows to kind of point towards the photo and the journaling. So I'm just trimming up that arrow paper. So I've got a little strip, and I'm not sure who makes it, but I showed you during the first part of the video where I was showing some of the products that I'm going to use. I have this, that set that I flashed up there is from a like Project Life pocket page style book that I got at Walmart for like $5, I think. So it's probably made by Colorbach. Now I've decided that's pretty much the layout I'm going to do, the page design I'm going to do. So I'm gluing everything down. Sorry, I bumped the camera. And then I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to overlap the picture on those arrows or if I want it offset from it. Because I like to overlap everything just a smidge. And then I flip it over and I'm like, ooh, but those lines. Which one do I want to use now? Now I'm not sure. That's kind of how I am. So then I cut it smaller, like, ooh, I could just use both. And I'm not sure what I'm doing over on the outside of the camera. I would guess cutting something because the camera keeps shaking. Sorry about that. I need to figure out a better setup. This is like, I think my 4th or 5th video, so I'm still working on figuring everything out with it. It's one of my goals for 2015 was to start doing YouTube videos, so I'm trying to work towards that anyway. So hopefully my video quality will get better as we progress and I get more experience and all that fun stuff. So I decide on that striped paper and tape it down. Now I'm just trimming off a smidge off the arrows. And then I'm going to tape that down so that the arrows, I think I do it so the arrows don't hang off like halfway. I think I make sure that there's a whole arrow. Yeah. So there's a whole arrow. Maybe. Oh, I was making it straight. It was off-centered. And I'm just trimming off the excess that I've got hanging over there. And trimming the green. I must have had too much green still. Alright, so now we've got our basic page design going on. Trying to figure out how much of that I want to overlap. Still trying to do that butterfly paper. That's the reverse of that arrow paper, I believe. So I'm like, no more paper. Let's try some washi tape. This was my way of creating the Dear Lizzie washi tape book that was in the original May Hip Kit Club kit that I was inspired by, and so I just took all my washies and put them on 5 different sheets in varying lengths and amounts. Like this one is all kind of color schemed with pinks, and there's a purple on there too. I've got some brighter ones and some neutrals and that kind of thing. And this piece gives me a hassle. It wants to crinkle back up. So I want that to just kind of peek through. And then I put a little on the bottom. Because that'll be where another embellishment cluster ends up. Just so I've got it in 2 different spots on the page. And I seem to make the same kind of page layout design with the 8.5 by 11. No matter what I do, it ends up being like one photo in a corner and a cluster in the other corner. I really probably ought to find some sketches and stuff to help me, and then maybe I wouldn't mind the size so much. My main issue with the 8.5 by 11 is I can't fit all the photos I want on it. That's what's driving me crazy. So I pull out these jelly bean cork stickers, and I stuck it on one of those circles that I made. And I'm trying to figure out if I like that there. And then I use these from that cutout sheet, and I really like the pop that adds in the bottom. And then I layer the arrow over the washi tape there. Like I said, that's going to end up being a little cluster. I think it's actually a big cluster, but and I pull that love off, but not sure where to use it right now. I decide to layer that circle onto another one of the circles I made, and then it gets taped down. I try a variety of places with it. I have tried to use that flare since last February of 2014, and it just never seems to make it onto my page. So now I'm going through my little embellishments, kind of my ephemera pack, if you will. I decide to move that down. Like I said, it kind of moves all over the place. I don't want to cover up that piece of that card that says "Loved this day." I'm trying not to cover that up. I decided to use these banner pieces that I sketched out. And the circle moves again, this time off the page. And then I get stumped. See, 8.5 by 11. I'm telling you, I'm not thrilled. So I'm like, well, how about some stickers? Let's figure out where our title's gonna go. So my title on this one is gonna be Cuddle Buddies. Because like I said, JJ just loved to cuddle and lay on your lap. And these stickers are from Authentique. I'm not sure which collection it is right now. I go through everything that's in my inspired counterfeit kit in my counterfeit kit video, which I will link below if you want more details about the products I've used on this page. And somehow my recording cut off, so that's fantastic. But this is the full page that you can see everything I did. I ended up using that banner and that flare. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that fun.